Hello, hello. This is another episode of the Random Word Challenge. This time during the day. So let's see. Let's see. Guard. Guard. Hmm. Interesting. Interesting. So, you know, first of all, the guard. Maybe we could approach this matter in this way. What what part of speech this word is the guard? So we are able to answer that question. The guard is an example of a verb. Verb. Verbs are usually or often activities or states. These are verbs. What to do, run, sing, record, dance, walk, sleep, live, leave, read, such words, such things, activities or states. All of these are verbs, including guard, guard. But um, if uh, if to look at what does this particular word mean? What we could say about that guard. Um, for example, what we would like to guard. Um, hmm, guard. Maybe from some other angle, you know, um, pronunciation wise. So, meaning how this particular word sounds. How does it sound? Guard. It's interesting that it sounds pretty similar to pretty like guard, gardening. A funny thing about it, gardening, gardening, and guard. Um, I suppose. So I suppose this is one of those more um, hmm, what would be the word? I don't remember, so whatever. The more difficult difference to recognize in pronunciation. This is what I mean. The more difficult difference to recognize pronunciation wise. Guard as an action or a state, and being mistaken with gardening, such thing. It's worth to know all the similarities or many similarities, you know, regarding English vocabulary. Some time ago, I have covered um, dessert. Do you remember dessert? Dessert. Two words, very similar um, look. um, a single S or double S. And what a different meaning. And also how to pronunciate those words may require some practice in order not to mistake our partner in our conversation, for example, or not to be mistaken, not to understand anything in the wrong way. So desert, a single S or double S. So guard, to span our protection over someone or something. We could describe the meaning of that word in such a way, for example, to span our protection over. Over what we could want to span our protection? Maybe even over our world, our current world, our earth, but meaning our world, state of affairs, we could say. How the things are going in our world today, currently. Would you be willing to protect our world, our status quo, so to speak, state of affairs? Would you be willing to protect, to guard that state of affairs? Is it worth to protect? Or maybe we would think, for example, that it's about time to introduce some significant changes in the world. It may be a mysterious and challenging matter for our minds, at least, to think about that. When there are so many changes in the world right now, in a few last years, so many changes, so intensive and tangible and vivid changes, and some of those changes look bad and even dangerous for us. They disturb us. They disturb our life. They disturb our normality, maybe we could say. Our normal life. Some time ago, let's say 2019, our life has been pretty normal, we could say. Relatively normal, I mean. But 2020, from that moment forward, you know well, the things have begun to change significantly. And we are aware, of course, that some of those changes seem to be at least disturbing, if not dangerous, for us, for our families, for our safety, financial-wise, not only financial-wise, health-wise also, but not only our private lives, our families, our inner circle, so to speak, but also the whole societies, countries, nations, and even the whole world. What is happening? And although maybe some of those changes we could guess they might be positive in the long run, maybe, what is the end balance, we could say? What would be that end balance? The final chapter of those changes, significant changes. What will meet us down the road, especially in the long run. Many theories, many thoughts about that, or maybe we couldn't even, we aren't even willing to give it a second thought. Maybe we just want to survive, somehow to live during this difficult and challenging period, and maybe after a while it will be all right again. But can we be sure about that? What are the likelihood? What is the likelihood everything will be all right again? Or maybe we will be thinking it's all right without knowing, without without a second or even third thought about how much the world has been changed. Because, you know, on the other side, maybe you are aware how many crazy things have become normal during those years. Such a short time span of let's say 2 years. And how many things are normal today for us? We don't question. How many things we don't question? Or we don't question anymore. We obey. How many things we obey? We just obey. And again, what will meet us down the road? What will meet us down the road? I'm thinking about changes worldwide, affecting the world, affecting the economy, affecting sociology, our lives, our security, our way of living, our cultures, but also affecting us ourselves, directly us, as human beings, as personalities, as characters, and the number of people in the world as a whole. It is decreasing. And how much? And how much, especially in the long run? What is happening? What is happening? And is it a good road to take? Is it a good road? Or if we are not sure about that, is there anything we can do to make the world better? To make the things better? To make that road more positive? To make our future, and especially our children's future, more positive? Is it the way to introduce our own 2 cents, so to speak? Or I hope much more than that, into the world's future. Is it possible? I believe so. I believe so. I do believe. Is it possible? It is possible. I do believe. The change may be introduced without our will, of course. There are powers in the world, you know, forces, governments, and so on. But on the other hand, we have ourselves, our hearts, our souls, and our will, our beliefs, our mentality. We could take all of those attributes and put in front of the fear, in front of the potential fear which could grow within us, which could develop within us, if we let it be that way. Are you willing to let the fear growing within yourself? To live in fear, to live in constant or often stress? Of course, the reality may look hard, difficult, challenging right now. But, we still have the choice to dive into fear, do nothing or almost nothing, just survive, let it be, just hope, at last hope, nothing more especially. Or maybe we are brave enough, maybe we think that it deserves to be brave, to introduce our own 2 cents, as I said before, our own part, our own courage, not to be in fear, but to consciously create the opposite vision of the world, of the reality, the opposite vision, drawn, written by our hearts, by our souls, by our inner voice, by our true desire. How it should be, how the life should be, how the world should be, what way, how the things should be going, how we would define the right way of anything. Maybe it's a great opportunity finally to rewrite, redefine as many things, as many subjects, as many areas of life as possible. Finally, putting our hearts in the first place. Oh my, this particular random word challenge is longer than all the previous ones. It turned out to be a surprise. What a surprise. So let it be my final thought on that word guard. Guard, what we would like to guard in our life, in our worldview. Thank you very much.